Okay, guys, good morning. Moonshot family, how are you doing? Now, today is the Fed Chair, FOMC, Jackson Hole meeting, okay? What to look for? Well, this will be the future of the year. Interest hike, hawkish view, right? Today won't be the day he says, I'm gonna raise interest rates, but he's supposed to say, what he might do and what he's gonna do about inflation. He's put it off. And most of them, what are they doing? Protecting Trump. They're scared of Trumpy. Mr. Trumpy. They're scared of him, right? So they don't wanna get out of line. They might lose their job, okay? They might get doxxed on the internet, you know what I mean? Like, it's wild. But let's go over some facts though, okay? Meat up. Farmers struggling. Why? Strait of Hormuz closed. What does that turn? That turns what they feed their crops, all the nitrogen, all the products, right? Up. Some closing farms. Others selling cows, selling the meat to another farm. That farm raising prices. You paying more. Regular worker, check to check, no savings. Mortgage down. People aren't getting mortgages. People are not buying houses. What is the average age of a person buying a house? 40 to 50. It's 40 to 50. So you get out of school, you work all your 20s, you work all your 30s, maybe even all your 40s, to then when you're 50, I finally get my first my first payment on my house. Now you begin to pay your house. Maybe when you're 65, you finish paying. That is looking grim to a lot of people, and I understand. When back in the day they say work harder, but back in the day, a person working in a movie theater or a person working at a gas station was buying their house in their 20s, paying 25% cash, with the rate really low, and putting a couple hundred in the bank every month. Yeah, every month. And if you go back into the 70s and you do the dollar amount, right, which would be $5 equals about $45 to $50, right, due to inflation numbers. Now you actually have under $5. Okay, so they had $5, but that $5 equaled about $45. Now you have $5 and it equals about $3.50. But everything is more expensive. So older folks, mostly the Trump supporters, because this is political too, they want higher interest rates, some of them. I've talked to them, so it's not something I'm hearing. I personally talk to them. I make it a project of mine to go and see where people's minds are at. And their thing is, well, my house will maintain its value, and my house will go up, and the bank will give me a little bit more. And then I tell them this, wait a minute, but if interest rates go up, right? Yeah, and your house goes up, but nobody could afford it. You didn't do anything. Then on paper, yeah, you're getting more money, but inflation is still climbing. So they'll print more money. They'll print more money, it'll dilute your money. So now if they raise it to, let's say 4.2, but inflation eventually reaches 4.5, you're still 0.3% under. So yeah, and you have to think about it, because it's like, okay, what are they gonna do? Are they just gonna kick the can down the road? My personal feeling, they're gonna try to. And that might have a negative effect too, because investors aren't stupid. Investors are one of the smartest people in the world, if not the smartest. And the reason I say that is because, doctors, fighter pilots, psychologists will enter the investing world and crash out. You know, I personally had some crash outs. Everybody that joins the investment world has crash outs because that's investing involves risk. Risk involves failure. You know, failure eventually becomes a win. So what will they do? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm leaning on they're finally gonna have to say something. If he's a responsible Fed chair, he's going to have to say something. If it is hawkish, well, fellas, we're going down. If he kicks the can down the road and investors sense just the possibility of some interest hikes, we're going down. If he says we're gonna cut rates, that thing is gonna blow the top off of your computer. It's gonna go to the moon. The next month will be a rally that we've never seen. So let's get prepared, and good morning.